Today, we will look at exactly how to melt white chocolate chips on stovetops and without double boilers for all your chocolate needs. We have included some of our top tips for melting chocolate that you won't find anywhere else. We have even included multiple methods and steps on how to melt white chocolate without a double boiler. And finally, we have an in-depth tutorial on tempering white chocolate for all of your confectionery projects. What is tempered chocolate? Tempering is a process where chocolate is heated and cooled to very specific temperatures to create a more stable working chocolate. This method helps sugar and fat crystals stabilize and creates a product with a shiny finish and a hard snap when cracked. Most chocolates are already sold tempered, but chocolate loses its temper once it has been melted. If you want to melt chocolate to create some chocolate garnishes, chocolate bark, or artisan chocolate bars, you will have to re-temper your white chocolate. However, if you only want to melt white chocolate chips to be used in a recipe, for a glaze, or even just a dipping sauce, then you don't have to temper the chocolate. You can simply melt your white chocolate chips and use the melted chocolate as is. The science behind tempering chocolate. So, when tempering chocolate, there are a few different tempering methods you can use. The first is the seeding method, the second is the block method, and the final is the tabling method. Today, we will show you how to melt white chocolate chips on the stove using the seeding method. However, you can have a look here at how to temper chocolate using the other methods. First, 2/3 of the chocolate chips are melted and heated. This allows all of the crystals in the chocolate to be completely melted. Then, the remaining third of tempered white chocolate chips are added to seed the untempered melted chocolate. This promotes the formation of beta crystals. Then, the chocolate is cooled to help stabilize the crystals. Finally, the melted chocolate is brought to a working chocolate temperature, which varies depending on the type of chocolate you are working with. What you will need to melt white chocolate chips. Ingredients: 12 ounces white chocolate chips. How to melt white chocolate chips on stove. Step 1. Fill a small pot with a bit of water. Place the large glass bowl over the pot and ensure that it fits tightly. Bring the water to a low simmer. Add the white chocolate chips to the glass bowl. Allow the chocolate chips to melt while gently stirring using a clean spatula. If your chocolate chips haven't completely melted within the first minute, remove the glass bowl from the heat and keep stirring the chocolate. This will help prevent overheating and seizing the chocolate. Step 2. Once the chocolate chips are completely melted, gently heat them to 105 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 3. Then, add the remaining third of white chocolate chips to the melted chocolate. This will help create stable beta crystals. When you have added the chocolate chips, keep stirring and allow the chocolate to cool as the chips melt. This will bring the temperature of the batch down to about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 4. Once the chocolate has been cooled to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, you can slowly heat it to 84 to 87 degrees Fahrenheit. Your chocolate is now tempered and can be used to create beautiful confections. How to melt white chocolate without a double boiler. A few frequently asked question we get is, can you melt white chocolate chips without a double boiler? You mainly use the double boiler method if you want to control the temperature of the chocolate. If you don't need to control temperatures, then there are many other methods you can use to melt chocolate. Microwave method. This is arguably the best way to melt white chocolate chips for general use. To temper chocolate using a microwave is almost impossible, so only use this method when melting chocolate for glazes, to incorporate into recipes, or to make dipping sauces. Place the white chocolate chips into a microwave-safe glass bowl. Heat the chocolate in 30-second intervals, stirring well between each. This will ensure that your chocolate doesn't overheat and seize. Stovetop method. You can also melt white chocolate chips directly inside a pot or pan. Something you will have to take into consideration again, especially because such extreme direct heat is applied, is controlling the temperature. Only work on very low temperatures and constantly stir the chocolate, It is also a good idea to scrape the bottom of the pot or pan with a silicone spatula to ensure none of the chocolate burns. Tips and tricks. The key when melting the white chocolate is to control the temperatures. Do not overheat the chocolate or it will seize. When tempering chocolate over a double boiler, you mustn't allow any steam to enter the melted chocolate. This will also cause it to seize. Cover your pot with a lid every time you remove the glass bowl from it. Also, make sure your equipment is free of any odors or fattiness. If you are using fatty bowls, it can affect the crystal formation within the chocolate and alter the final taste and texture. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.